So, hi, good morning, all of you. It is wonderful to have you. The purpose of this particular conference is to talk more about the three top entrepreneurial skills you felt are important, and also the ones that actually contributed for your growth. Okay, so the whole idea is to first understand what you meant by those three competencies which you have written, or skills. I'm putting it very easy. I don't want to go into the technicalities of what is a competency, what is a skill, all that. So let's keep it simple. Skills. So what I want you to do is I want you to tell what those three competencies are or skills are which you have rated as top, and then explain your own personal experiences. It is better you share your experience because you all are entrepreneurs or running your businesses and all. So it is very important that you share your own experiences. So this is the whole purpose. That is the purpose of this particular conference. And what will happen is once we have this, we will be compiling the entire list. See, what I did is that I have whatever you people have mentioned. What I have done is that I have compiled that whole thing into one what we call a Google sheet. So I will show it here for you so that you have a little bit of an understanding of what I am saying. So this is the list that I have compiled. So in the end, what I will do is against each one of them, each one of the skills that you mentioned, what is that Pierman has said? What is that your Dr. Harsha, Professor Harsha has said? So I'll put both of those things here. I'm just kidding about Dr. Professor Harsha. But yeah, Dr. Pierman, what he said, I will put those things here and then share it back with you like a debrief in the next session. So that way, what happens is you will know what people have said. So all these things that people have said will be clubbed. So once we club, what will happen is we have about 80 here. So these 80, I'm sure, will become something like, say, 10 or 15, like that they will become. Okay. So that is the whole objective of this particular exercise. Okay. So now what we will do is that we will do, before we begin, because most of us in the group, we don't know who we are. We'll quickly do introductions and then 1 minute introductions each. So you do a self introduction and then we will start off with what I told you. Is that okay? Sounds good?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. So what we will do, we will go with the introduction. So Sandeep, now we have two Sandeeps here. So one is Sandeep Reddy, another one is Sandeep Kumar. That's how I will actually hope that will be easy for both of you. Otherwise, I have to call you Gudapati and Chintala, right?
No, sir. You can call me Snithik actually.
Snitika, okay. Sandeep Snitik, Sandeep Dios. I think that is the name I need to call.
Yeah.
So go ahead. I think Sandeep Snitik, I think you can go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay. Sure. So hi everyone. This is Sandeep. We are into ERP services and we are running this for the past 10 plus years. So our core competency is providing ERP solutions for enterprises. So what we specialized in is like the end-to-end business process. We are good like procure to pay cycle or order to cash flows or complete lead management solutions. So in this process, what we do is we partnered with Oracle, SAP, and ERP Next. So these are three products which are there in the market widely. So we have resources where we do body shopping as well as solutioning and then execution, complete project execution. So these are the areas we are working on the ERP space. And other two verticals actually, apart from ERP, is one vertical is the product development, where we are working on complete open stack technologies to develop the entire product solution. So for this, we are working majorly with techpreneurs and who are have a business thought and they want to have a solution. So we have a dedicated 12-member team only to work on this product solution. So we have front end and the middle layer and the back end capabilities. So right now we are in the product development. We have developed almost four projects, and the current running are 2 projects are running, and remaining 2 are in the support mode. So this is the product development. And the third one is the testing services. So during this ERP, I mean, for execution, what we have seen and the product development, we saw that, like, the testing also is the major thing which is required. Because normally everyone tend to, whenever there is a budgeting or there is a scoping of the work, they tend to skip testing as a, like, task or as a budget. And that leads actually, like, the slowness of the project going into the market. So we have a testing services. So we identified that, and we implemented that successfully in our projects. Then we came up with a separate vertical for that. So we are working with other software development companies who are in the product development, where we give a testing as a service. So these are the 3 verticals where we are working on. So our right now 80% of our business comes through ERP solutions, I can say. Not 80, so like I can say 70% will come, and 25% will come, and remaining 5% is on testing services as a business. But testing services again are part of these 2 projects also. I mean, these 2 verticals also.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
And we will go directly to Sandeep Dios. Okay,
Yeah.
his company name is Dios. So Sandeep, go ahead and please introduce yourself.
Yeah, hi once again. Nice to know you, Sandeep, Snithik, and Harsha Garu. Thank you for inviting me for this. And, so I am Sandeep Reddy, and my company is Dios Infotech Private Limited. We are a software development company, and we are in this business from last 10 years. 2011, we have established with a platform of website development company. As a website development company, the story is very big, but we have realized that no, we are very good at developing applications, different applications for different companies. Especially, I saw personally that there is a huge gap for ERP applications. Again, we are also into ERP applications for small, medium enterprises. There is a huge gap, and when we started in 2011, most of the applications were desktop applications. We were one of the first company to develop web applications for the services for the industry that we were serving. So we are into, and we have our own product named FAME, Facility Management Enterprise Software, which is now being used by more than 200 companies, having manpower of 200 to 20,000 manpower also. That is an exclusive application which can take care of from recruitment of an employee to billing, inventory, payroll, and accounts also. So it's our own application. Basically, we have developed it from scratch, and we can say that now we are serving more than 5 lakh employee pay slips are being generated on a monthly basis through the application. It's a robust application, and that is our strength. Payroll is our strength. HR is our strength, basically. Apart from FAME, we also have done something called face recognition attendance. So as a support to this payroll, we thought there is a gap for attendance management also. And with work from home, people are working remotely. So all this taken care with facial recognition attendance. And apart from that, various other HR modules also are there from mobile itself. And recently we have developed one more application, that is Dios CRM. So again, there also, with my personal interaction with so many small, medium enterprises, so there is huge gap for payroll and sales CRM. They are not managing. Everyone is managing through Excel spreadsheets or from WhatsApp chats, etc. So to organize that, we have innovated this application, which is going really well. And within the second month of launch, we have more than now 350 users who are using the application. So it's with the experience that we got from the payroll applications and etc., we know exactly what has to be done, and we have innovated that. So we are into ERP application for facility management enterprise companies, and we have face recognition attendance, and we have CRM, and we also have ERP application that is developed for exclusive requirements. It's a customized applications basically. So this is what we are into, and we have a strength of 30 employees right now, and going strong. And with mentorship of by mentoring of Harsha Garu, we are doing even well. So thank you, Harsha Garu. for everything.
Wonderful. Gauripati, it is your turn now.
Yeah. Able to hear me right now?
Yeah, I can hear you very well. Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you, Harsha Garu, for introducing us. And this is Gauripati. I'm the CEO of Open Space Innovates. We are based out of Hyderabad, and we are there in High Tech City. Okay, as mostly with both the Sandeep, right? We are very near to all the services which are doing, right? We are part of application and product development. Okay, we are into software services. We do provide ITES services. Okay, both on site, and mostly see we came across servicing of ERP services and kind of products which we are doing of. Okay, and mostly we concentrate on mobile and web development side of it. And now way with the technology going forward of it, we are concentrating more on ALML side now. Okay, we have started developing bots. Okay, we already developed airport bots for the GMR airport and some of the kiosk applications to the airport actually. Okay, the trend which is going on the outside market, which we would like to take that opportunity, because the way how it turns the market. Okay, if we want to be there in the market, this is how we have to upgrade our skill set and take it forward from there. That's how we are driving ourselves right now. Okay, this is from our side. Okay, every time Mr. Harsha has been guiding us in different aspects of it, how we have to go setting our goals and take it forward for it. Thank you for this opportunity, Harsha Garu. Okay, thank you to meeting Mr. Sandeep Reddy and Sandeep Kumar Gudupati.
Thank you.
Okay, very good. So we got the technology team here. So
Yes.
put all of them. So, but Gauripati, I think I missed your three things. So
Okay.
what I want you to do is you just WhatsApp it to me after this is over, or please write down somewhere and explain it in the. I'll come to you last so that you can explain it. Okay. So write down those three things. Once you see this gentleman, you will understand what it actually is. So we will go with Sandeep Kumar Gudupati Snithik. Okay. So we will go with you. So please explain what are those top 3 entrepreneurial skills that helped you become a better entrepreneur, and explain why and all that. Give reasons. You have time of about say 10 minutes. Even if it overshoots, don't worry. This is not some platform where time is given and you just have to stick to it. Okay. So go ahead. Here your 10 minutes start.
Sure. Yeah. So for me, actually, in the past experience, I say that the commitment to the delivery is one thing, and second thing is that technology solutions, like upgrading to the current tech solutions, is the second top priority, and then collective decision making. Like these 3 things are like I felt are the top ones which actually drove us. So for an example of commitment to the delivery, we had some situations where the solutions went in a haywire. Actually, in the pandemic, we came up with a solution where the client told us something, and we implemented that accordingly. But when it went to the management, actually completely it was flip of a plate. Again, the complete understanding was different. So with that experience, like what we have done is we said that okay, whatever the solution that you want, we actually deliver it. And then when we did that, we got an opportunity for a next project. So delivery commitment, because it was not our mistake, but still we agreed for it, and then we thought that okay, so what actually client needs is what we have to abide to. So that made one. And the second situation is we had a integration implementation has to be done, where the resources actually left in between, due to different reasons. But we didn't leave the client and then we made sure that I brought in consultants from outside, and then made sure the solution goes smooth as per the client requirement. Yes, there are hurdles actually, but this experience gained the confidence to the client, saying that okay, see, I can rely on Snethic technologies. If something goes wrong, also they are there with me rather than backing out. Because yes, there is a little burnt from our pockets where we have to pay the resources who have left and then who are doing, and the payment terms are all there. But on a longer run, I see that that's the way of doing the business. So that was one thing. So that's where I see the commitment to the delivery. And even one more project which has been going successfully for the past 2.5 years, that is a product development what we are doing for one of our clients. So there actually we had some challenges where we couldn't deliver some some modules integrations, but they understood that okay, we lack that skills, and then that is the reason we are not able to do. And then we took then extra help from outsiders and also spoke to the client itself and got people in from his network and then getting things done. So we told them that we are not trying to back out or show something false to you, whatever is there we are trying to showcase, and then we need some help and all the things. So these factors I feel that is what I feel as committing to the deliverables to the, and that's what it is. And tech solutions, so always the technology solutions, because way back we had SMS, the transactional information has to be over SMS. Later we got into the emails. Now we are getting into WhatsApp. So these are some tech solutions. And then even the in Oracle space, actually, if I talk about, we started working way in Oracle 11i, which is a completely desktop application, something the way you are saying. So it was Oracle 11i is completely a form-based solutions. Then 12 came in, and then Fusion came in. So these are all actually, so we constantly made our resources also upgrade to these tech stack and learn them on that technologies. So that they also be up to date, and also to the current market, we are able to shell out the resources on a smoother way. Okay, they are saying that okay, we have some legacy systems. Also, we are upgrading to the new systems. So the skill set what we have, from 11i to till Fusion. So that helped them actually to choose us rather than someone else in the market. So that is on the technology thing. And collective decision making. You know that this is more from the management perspective, where my own decisions always fail. So my partner being Shruti being on the board, so it's been 1.5 2 years now. Things are very smooth because we make sure that the decision has to be agreed by both of us before we implement anything in the organization. Yes, there will be some understanding gaps, okay, so she will not agree my point of view and I'll not agree her point of view, but we won't take that decision on board until and unless there is a common understanding. And that made actually take it from the financial aspect of the company and take it from the resources aspect of the company. So things are, and even the client are on board. Actually, there was a challenge where I said that there are a couple of clients which I wanted to onboard, and she said that no, these are the not right clientele actually where we have to step in. Yeah, that decision making actually so helped us actually to move on a better way. So these are the things which I have seen so far.
First question is, are you taking your problems home? Because both of you will fight in the kitchen also, if that is the case.
Look, in kitchen also we might fight, but on a different terms, not related to company.
Yeah. Is she trying to take this off on something else? You promised some
No.
holiday and something.
No, not at all.
Okay, because usually when husband and wife work, usually they take it home and then start fighting.
No, actually, we both able to manage that difference also.
I'm just kidding. I know both of you. I know Shruti also. So
yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So what you basically are saying is, just to kind of sum up so that we understand it very well.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying that client commitment is very important.
Yep.
And delivery commitments can be very easily made, or you can deliver on your commitments only when client requirements are very clearly understood.
Correct.
That if you get that client requirement also very well, it will help in gaining the confidence. And you didn't use the word trust, but trust is also confidence. If you gain trust, you will have,
Yeah.
the customer will have trust in you, and then he will give you business also. That's what you said
Correct.
in the delivery
Yes,
commitment
yes.
part. So in delivery, you did not just say delivery, but you said client requirement, confidence, trust. These are other things also you have mentioned here.
Yes.
Good. Then on being on top of the latest changes, enhancements that your customers want and all that, you've
Right.
called it as tech solutions. And the way you move from, the way you provide on Oracle 11i and all that,
Yeah.
there. So basically what you have said is that if you want to give that edge to the customer, you want to have an edge so that customer will come to you. It is important
Yes.
that you upgrade your resources all the time.
Yeah.
And also, clients will choose you if you have the kind of competencies in
True.
your company. Only then clients will come to you.
Yeah.
And then you mentioned that collective decision making actually helps, because you brainstorm on various aspects. It is not only the financial resources which you mentioned,
Yeah.
financial and also resources, that is
Yes.
people and client onboarding, client selection, various other things, even whether we should pursue this particular product or not.
Right.
All those things. I think it is always good to have a good management team. The bandwidth need to be a little higher so that we can discuss and then take those decisions. Wonderful.
Right.
Sandeep. So now we will go to Sandeep Reddy, Sandeep Dios. Okay. So Sandeep, you may want to, I have added your thing.
Yeah.
Let me show it here. Yeah. So you may want to, these are three things that you have mentioned.
Yeah.
So you may want to go ahead and then explain what these things are. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Before I start, it was the top 3 skills that Snithika said actually are relating to my top skills that I have mentioned.
Yeah.
So yeah. So my top 3 skills every entrepreneur should have would be adaptability, managing team and delegating work, and curiosity or urge to learn. These are the top 3 that I think should be there. Firstly, adaptability. What is adaptability? Basically, getting used to new situations, changing market conditions. There is so much dynamic environment outside. We can't simply sit and we just can't do the old things as it is. So customer demands are also changing. We need to have an open mind and we have to be flexible. Sometimes we may have to take decision without complete data also. We may have to experiment few things and go on trial and error method. Nothing is perfect basically. We can't sit and wait for the moment to be perfect. We need to take decisions instantly. Getting used to these kind of situations is very, very important for an entrepreneur. I can quote a recent example in my business about adaptability. With pandemic, so many normal things have changed. The way we do marketing, the way we train clients, the way we work is totally changed. Work from home actually has brought so many challenges to us. But we knew that this is going to last for a very good time, very long time. So we created tools where we can monitor day-to-day works of all our employees. Actually, before second wave, we were in a hurry to call all the employees and get them started working from office. But once the second wave started, we decided no, we have to change the model. We can't just do the same work from office and ask them to come to office, and there are so many headaches that would be taking this. So the new model that we have designed would be work from home for next 6 months. The third wave might come or might not come. Take a decision, or don't just be. We know the situation. Things might happen, though they are vaccinated. Yeah, still let it be work from home. Yeah, even after that, let us work from office as well as home, like hybrid model. So we thought instead of work from office, we will adapt to the situation, create tools where we can closely monitor the employees' works, so that our clients get good service, seamless service, basically. The same thing we have done for training of client users also. We are using platforms like Zoom, Google Meet, etc., WebEx, so that the client users are trained on these platforms. So there is no visit to the client, but still we are able to close sales like before pandemic itself. So we have to be flexible and adapt to any new situation. Like Harsha was saying, now this is a new normal. The pandemic has actually, there are so many challenges that we are facing, but now we have to be innovative. In technology, we have to be more innovative because we have to suggest solutions to clients. So adaptability is the most important thing that we have to have. The second skill is managing team and delegating work. This is one more important skill. Many a times we see business owners too busy. Yes, they work hard to achieve their goals. I'm not a fan of being so busy. I always think that any person who is busy, he's not doing justice. I don't think their growth will sustain. But and being too busy will definitely be a risk to their growth, no doubt about it. We need to spend time on planning and also spend quality time with family and friends so that we can actually rejuvenate and we can actually recharge ourselves. We can do this only if we can delegate our work. And to delegate work, we need to have a good team. And for any new startup, getting good talent is very difficult because it's a very costly affair. When we are in a startup, we have to spend time in nurturing employees and build a team so that we can delegate our work and invest our time in innovative things. Not everyone will be lucky like Snithik, where his better off is also a part of the company. Yeah. So it's not for everyone. So yeah. So yeah, when we train employees, what happens is there will always be a thought behind our mind that this guy is going to leave our company sooner or later. Because after 2-3 years, there will always be a risk employee leave and get into a new, better opportunity. But we need to inculcate the trust in employees and give a good work environment. Make them a part of the company. So, and if at all someone is actually willing to start their own company, they can copy your product, but they can't copy your service and policies and procedures. So if we want to set up a service, then better we help them instead of stopping them. At least we can become a better investor. So let them start it, no problem. We are going to do. Now, why I'm telling this is all my experience. It all depends on how we manage our team, how we delegate our work, so that we can grow our business multifold. In my company, I have multiple leaders that I have handpicked and nurtured, who are there with me from the initial days of the company. Sales is handled by sales head, development team is handled by senior person, and likewise support, accounts, HR. Even if I'm not working for a complete month, the company runs on its own because of the team. I could achieve this because I trained my team and I now delegate my work with so much confidence on them. I only monitor on a macro level. So whatever success, small success that I have got, that is because of my team. So like Snithik was saying, yeah, true. Collective decision making is very important. If we go with our own ego, then we are definitely going to fall very hard, that we can't even get up from there. Yeah, collective decision making, yeah, that's the same thing that I'm saying. It is basically delegating the work and employee management. The third important thing is curiosity or urge to learn. Learning plays an important role for any entrepreneur to be successful. When I say learning, it also includes relearning and unlearning. The journey of an entrepreneur is very lonely. The whole company depends on you and it learns from you. But you are alone in the learning part, success, failure. We have to learn on our own. We have to learn from our mentors like Harsha Garu. But we shouldn't shy away from, to learn from failures or subordinates, etc. But still the journey is lonely. We have to go step by step. And there are so many technology upgradations, technology advancements that are happening. If you don't have us to learn, then it is very difficult. And especially in technology, technology is a very unique thing where day in and day out things change. We have to be very, very open-minded and be ready to learn. That curiosity will only help our company as well as our clients to get success with our solutions. I can tell you one small example. When I started my journey in 2011, there were hardly any web application companies, like I told you. We were one of the first companies in the industry to introduce web application that was on a SaaS model. It was very challenging because they were used to like 25K, 30K for the desktop application. They were not ready for a SaaS application where you used to charge minimum of 8K, 10K per month, etc. After initial troubles, after telling them how it is changing the world, and for any customization, we are there. Desktop application they just install and they just forget about the client. But when it is a SaaS based, we are with them till their company is there. So after the initial troubles for almost 2 to 4 years, we got some recognition for our technology and the service. By 2016, we got more than 100 companies using our application. Without any innovation also, we would still make good revenues, but we didn't stop there and kept on adding innovative features. It was not giving us revenues, but we knew that we have to be ready for the future. And we kept on adding multiple products. Those new products started picking up, very recently, after the second wave, I would say, the end of the, I'll say February, March, April, those days. Those new products like facial recognition attendance, where because of pandemic, people are not ready to touch the biometric devices, etc. And various other features in our Pocket Frame, which solves most of the HR problems. And CRM application, because they did not pick up before pandemic. But we innovated, we have given all these innovative features during that period. So we kept on learning. We kept on implementing those in our products. And we have developed those products. Yeah, sometimes it might not give you the results instantly, but they are going to give you results on a longer time. So curiosity should be there. Us to learn. We have to learn. There are so many tools that are there. I think we are also dealing with ERP Next and these kind of softwares where all the new versions are coming every 2 months, 3 months. Upgrades are coming. Now, if you are not ready to learn, I think the version 12 to 13 of ERP Next was one of the most challenging actually.
True.
But if you are not ready to learn, then we would have gone. It would be a major setback for us. So yeah. I think these are the 3 things that are important from my side. Hope I did not take more time. And that's it from my side. Thank you. Thank you, Harsha Garu, for the opportunity.
Wonderful. The bell just rang, so you're bang on time. Even if you wanted a minute, that wouldn't have been a problem. Wonderful. So what you're basically saying is, I think these are very, very important. There could be many, but these are top 3 which actually seem to have given you success, and that applies to everyone. So, so you are saying that we don't know what problems will come in a business because it is full of risks and all that. So adaptability will help us navigate ourselves forward very well. And being this a journey, things come. It could be a customer requirement change, or it could be a pandemic, it could be anything. Suddenly without, whether we should work from office, home, we don't know. There is no data, what to do. So like you said, we have to take decisions when there is no data. Okay, we have to just take this decision and be with it. And come up with, look around and see, come up with different models, hybrid models, etc. So adaptability is very keen because a lot of uncertainties and all that are there. So adaptability is one thing. Yeah. Second, what you have said is that, creating a team is very important. It is expensive. It is very expensive to do it for, especially a startup, it is very expensive. But having a team, ensuring that they stay with us for a longer duration of time, showing them growth within your own organization, led you to leaders, either in technology or marketing or HR, wherever. Okay, and nurturing them over a period of time, ensuring that good people stay with you. You also take good people. All this really helps, and also delegating very well, taking a collective decision, getting also the feedback. It's not only just passing the decisions down, but also taking feedback from bottom so that we know where the problems are and all. So this is the second one. And third is learning. Curiosity should be there. Without curiosity, it is very difficult. So curiosity should be there. Learning is very important. And what you correctly said is relearning and unlearning. There are certain things we should stop doing also. There are a lot of things we keep doing. So unlearning is very, very important. And though we may go to various courses and all that, you may have coaches, mentors and all that, but learning on your own is also very important, because that critical eye need to be there to learn. Then technology is bringing so many changes. So it's not that the customer wants it, but you add value to your product. So the customer also gets to learn some new features that are there in your product, and which actually over time adds a lot of value. The customer starts seeing value, and probably the customer may also pay. Customer pays or not, but it is just like that, giving upgrades. Even my psychometric assessment tool, we do so many upgrades. We just offer it free. We don't even, sometimes the people get to know that, yeah, there are some upgrades that have happened, but they are free. When you come to us, you should not bother about, like Apple philosophy, you buy my product, upgrades are available till a time when the model itself is not, cannot be supported. So that's the kind of thing. So yes, I think these are very good things that you have said. Now we'll go to Gauripati. Gauripati, you may want to start. I have managed to quickly put your thoughts here. Somehow I don't know how I missed you and Sandeep, but I put yours also here on the screen. Quickly, I could put it down here. So these are three things that you have mentioned. I don't know if it is visible for you people on the.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you talked about customer service, persistence, and teamwork. Yeah. You can now go ahead and speak, please.
Sure. It's really a good talk by Sandeep, both the Sandeeps. I think all are in the entrepreneurial journey. We go through this process. Okay, we have to go through this process, and this is more important of it. And as for the three which has taken, the first one I take is persistence. Okay, because as an entrepreneur, there are two options. Once we leave everything as a job aside and do something, okay, to show to the world, and we need to be persistent enough to be there in the market. One of the real world scenario or situation which I will tell you is in the pandemic. Okay, once the first wave was started, okay, we used to pay huge rents for the building, and we don't know, we are not able to go to office. Okay, we are not able to generate revenues. Suddenly the projects have started stopping. Okay, they want to see what is going to happen. They don't know. We don't know whether we have to be there. There is a cost cutting we have to do, whether we have to stop employees, we have to stop rents. That's where we have taken the advice of Harsha Garu, where whether I have to stop the office or what I have to do. Okay, is the right decision to do it. Whether the employees will get the trust, whether we be there in the market or not. Okay. See, there's one decision which has stopped office. Okay, paying off 1.5 lakh of rents to the office. Rather, give the importance to the team, saying that, boss, in the difficult situation, we are there with you. Okay, we'll take care of you. Okay, you work from anywhere, we don't have any problem. At the end of the day, we need the commitment from you. Okay, there we have taken the persistent step, saying that we have to be in the market in such a way that it's not that, okay, this company has come and gone. Okay, you have to be there, the journey in such a way that there are lots of hurdles. Okay, we have to take a challenge and take it forward to the next step of it. Okay, until unless you are so stable and take the goals into the next state of it, okay, the team which they trust and comes with you, they'll not be with you. Okay, that's where we take the persistence is more important to be there in the market. And second thing is the teamwork, okay, and right decision making, what we are talking about. The the partner which is there, okay, luckily as Sandeep has told, right, there's partner is a what I call one of the other coin of it, okay, so that it's so lucky. Getting a right partner is very important, because as Sandeep Reddy has told, right, it's more about delegation of work. Right team to delegate your work. Okay, if you want to do the teamwork, okay, the other partner also owns the responsibility in saying that, "Oh, boss, I'll execute this, you take care of this." Okay, not only one man show of doing everything by own and trying to manage and this thing. Okay, it's a kind of teamwork which, once we create the culture of the teamwork, okay, so that people will be able to understand, okay, during the tough days people are there, okay, and we are in such a situation where some of the projects, okay, in the after the first phase of lockdown, right, and we don't know, we're just having shadow what is going to do next, we don't know. Okay, slowly the commitment what I have given, the customer satisfaction, what the third point what I made, where the customers where we already given the services to them, they have come back, they're coming back now again, saying that, okay, this guy, the over delivered. Example, once we taken the requirement of something, and what happens is customer doesn't know some of the points, okay, which will lead to the next second phase of development, but we'll nurture the customer in such a way that, boss, you'll get this kind of challenges, okay, better not well, you're going to the market, okay, don't take it to the second phase, take in the first phase itself, so that it'll be helpful to the customers. Okay, some of the features which we'll not even discuss with the customers in such a way, will deliver them, okay, so that the customer satisfaction will be more. Okay, they'll not even think about it. Okay, but we'll make sure that, okay, these guys have given you very good product, so that the reference of getting a client will be more easy. That's what in pandemic of second wave, when this thing, right, it has started coming back to us, saying that, oh, these guys will do the good work. Okay, because of that we have to go back and reach them. Okay, these are three things. And the teamwork which I am talking about, okay, the right partner, because I'm insisting, see, every time, if we don't have the co-founder in a proper way, okay, that is the most challenging part in the entrepreneurship. Okay, every time, see, sometimes, right, we are very blank, sometimes suddenly the project's tenure will happen and we don't know what is going to be next. Okay, sometimes there'll be so much of over execution. Okay, we have to take care of all the executions. Okay, though the team is there, that they're not able to do the decision making, we have to come forward and tell, no, 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 you do this, Karki. At the point of time, we should have a right co-founder saying that, okay, yeah, we will do this, or else we'll stop this. Okay, it's not that SS no karke strategy. All they have their own methodology to handle the situation in such a way that, so that company will not go back. Okay, these are the three rules which what I thought it will take to the next state of it. Okay,
You're right. Absolutely. You're absolutely right.
yeah,
Okay.
that's all.
I
Thank you,
understand.
Harshit.
I know your reference points also, from where you're referring it and all.
Yes.
Okay. People will come, they want to be partner with you, they bring
Yes.
money and all those things. Suddenly they don't bring money also.
That's
They
what.
don't contribute also. They just come to office to check on you.
That's what.
Suddenly co-founders will become investors.
Yeah. uh, what
Very,
happens? What happens is, in that kind of situation, we are not able to ask them to move away, or nor we are not able to continue with them.
correct,
That's the kind of situation will be there inside it.
correct, absolutely. No, it is very this thing. See, you guys tell me, because this is one question. We have a little bit of time also. anybody can answer this. See, the question is, finding a co-founder is a very, very big thing. In many companies where I have done mentoring, coaching, and all that, the owners have got rid of the co-founders because the main struggle for these founders was they were not able to move forward because of the co-founders, because they're stuck with them. Nothing was happening. They were irresponsible, or they were enthusiastic, but results were not coming. They were not in the right, what should I say, in the right company. Okay, so the point is this. The point is, we lost power here. So the point is this. The point is that how do we find a co-founder? Sandeep Gudapati should say first. Should you fall in love with somebody who can be your partner, or what is that? So you answer first, and then we'll go the circle will take. How do we find co-founder? Yeah.
No, sir. Like for me, I can say like it was a hard experience again because initially when I started the company, I am very good at actually the execution part. So the mindset actually when I saw that okay, how the co-founder should be is that who can delegate the take the other side of the work or execution. So initially when I started the company, so I had one friend who was actually as a partner. We both started a company, and it's a hard journey. Like to be frank, like lost everything, burnt all the pockets, and then started fresh. So that time, what happened is I learned that okay, so the person who is coming from outside is definitely not going to help. The reason is there were many factors like things were going more personal rather than professional way, and I couldn't I couldn't judge a person just and tell him that okay boss, we just have to draw the line between the personal and professional. And then yeah, the second part of it is I'm fortunate that Shruti is also from the tech background. She also worked in organizations like in Infosys and other things, so she know how the technology firm runs and all those things, and she has seen even my journey to an extent. So then I actually asked her because the other good part is the same way, where I'm good, where she's good at, I'm not good at, and where I'm good at, she is not good at. So that definitely added a value addition to the company, because as I said, a lot of decision makings and a lot of what do you call it? Mainly I can say decision making and execution. So some executions the unlearning part, what Sandeep was saying, right? So I do only in my way, and she says that okay, no, this is not the way. We have to just tweak and then see how it works. The thought process doesn't even trigger me. So definitely, so like a co-founder, choosing a co-founder, what I can say is based on your psychometric assessment, what we have seen, right? So we need to see where we are good at, and then we need to have the people who are actually where we are not good at, so that that balances the organization to be on a healthy level.
Yeah. So if I've understood you right, you are saying one, there should be complementary skill sets so that
Yes.
Skill sets can complement. Other thing is you're saying it is going personal, so it means that company should be the center of interest, not your personal interest.
Exactly.
The growth, company, there should be commitment for the
Commitment
company. That's
towards
what you're saying. And judgment becomes very difficult who the co-founder should be unless and until you know that person. So get people who are known to you. That's what you're saying. Am I right?
Yeah.
People who are known to you or whom you can trust. Second, somebody who can be highly focused on the company goals. Commitment should be there for a longer time. Time also the person need to give.
Yes.
Money doesn't come, you should not shout, where did I come? I had a partner. I took him to Dubai, this, that, and all. The Dubai client paid me after 6-7 months. So I told very clearly in the beginning, come client pays, I will pay you. because previous to that, I used to have a huge cash burn and I
Hmm.
was not getting money from the client. So I said, okay, I will part away more money, but tell the partners very clearly that only when the client pays, I'll pay you. I'll pay a big portion of the money.
Correct.
So they walked away because for them, of course, I understand they also have the family to run and all that, house to run.
And
So that's what you're saying. So what do you say, Sandeep?
so one more point is like when we talk with the co-founders, even the exit plan should be made day one. I think like that is one thing, like the same way what you said when you're saying this, I realized like we should say that, okay boss, this is the exit plan, like this is what it has to be. So if we are not getting money, don't ask me, or if things are going right, don't just jump on it.
Right.
So that process also should be crystal clear between partners.
Yeah, very good. Yeah. So Sandeep, Reddy. Yeah.
I think each time I meet an entrepreneur, I always hear this story that I was with a co-founder and I had to part ways with them. That is a common thing that I think everyone should get into. Then only the then the journey would be complete. It happened to me also. Like in this room itself, out of four are there. But firstly, I think after my experience, I thought since you have asked this question, why do we need a co-founder is what has to be defined by us initially. Why do we need a co-founder? Is it because of the lack of skill set that is required or funding? Firstly, we have to decide or define what are the requirements. Once we define the gap, yeah, not everyone will be like jack of all trades, master of none kind of thing. That means they know everything partly and they can do something or the other. But firstly, let's define why. I mean, each individual has to decide or define why a co-founder is required. And each time I I hear about this co-founder thing, I always think about Steve Jobs. The poor guy, he was a founder and he got sacked. So if your co-founder is not strong, also that happened because Steve Wozniak, whatever his name, I don't remember pronounce his name, but that guy was not a extrovert. He was just sitting silently. Otherwise, he would not get sacked out of the company. Of course, if he was not sacked out of the company, he would not get wonderful, innovative product. Yeah, so we need to have good co-founders if we have, but otherwise, it is better to be without a co-founder itself. And always we have to remember that this journey is basically a marriage between the co-founders. If at all we marry, that is, if at all we are, we are getting into the company where there are multiple partners or multiple founders. If things are not working, then take a decision immediately and get out of it. Otherwise, you are going to waste some very fruitful years of yours. So I think if at all we get a co-founder, and if like Sandeep was also saying about the exit clause, yeah, exit clause definitely would be there. If something is not working, get out of it soon. It happened to me. In first 6 months, I decided, no, this is not going to work with me. I was always thinking that it is only because of, it is my mistake. I did not blame him, or it's only the situation. And again here, each co-founder, both the founders will be successful if they are separated. So the same story he might be discussing somewhere else. So it is only situations that are not good. Otherwise, everyone is a good human. So that's it. Yeah, that's it from my side.
Good one. I think define. I think that's very good way. Even I asked this question: do I really need a co-founder? Because management consulting doesn't work without a co-founder. Without a partner, it doesn't work. Anyway, so I came up with a solution of saying, okay, I'll take freelancers. So we have a minute to go before we wind up. So, the topic is triggered by you, Gauri. Okay, because you have some solid experience. So from your experience, we are 1 o'clock now, but still, you can go for a minute more and then explain how we should select a co-founder, if at all we need a co-founder.
Yeah, the right thing, the people already, as an entrepreneur who is not able to what do you call, in this journey already they are doing the journey, and because of different kinds of challenges, as Sandeep has mentioned, right? Okay, both will have different kinds of skill sets. Okay, one of the other co-founder, another entrepreneur who is already into the sales, but they're not able to execute the things in a proper way. Okay, you gel together, saying that okay, you are into the same ship. He understands everything. Okay, what is the cycle? What is the execution is more important? Why the sales is more important? Okay, because he's also in the same journey, whether we are able to pay the salaries on time, we are okay, we take care of all the people, but we are not able to take care of ourselves. There's the situation saying that what I call, we are not able to take the salaries, but we have to pay to the employees. That mindset, or that the people who is with you, they have to understand that part, right? The people who is already in this journey, they'll understand that there's a long way to go. They're also struggling to take it forward into the next step of it. Okay, if these two people will merge together, the combination works. Okay, it's not like that. Okay, we find someone in the market who can cash flow, or the guy who's like a part-time, he'll do the job and do the entrepreneurship. Okay, that's the combination which is not working. Okay, and that too we'll find that in the networking. Okay, people will try to see, I want to see the co-founder, I don't have a co-founder, but this is the challenge I'm facing. Okay, just go and explore with them whether as you said, right skill set is matching with this them, somehow we can gel with them. Okay, once we have gel with them, okay, you understand. Okay, you will also work without money, I'll also work without money. Okay, the things works, right? You also have a benefit of it, I also have a benefit of it. Okay, try to explore it, because we have tried even with the employees, okay, who is good at and take it, but their mindset will be like employment only. Okay, the things are not working if they doesn't come salary on time. Okay, the entrepreneur skill will go away. All of a sudden they'll think in the other way around. Okay, why how came this? Okay, when the company will make lots of money, after time will be there or not karke. Okay, this is how we have to find. That's what my experience I've thought it.
Yeah, good, good. So wonderful. I think we have captured most of it. I will also kind of summarize what you have said. You said persistence is very important. Gauri, you said that. And it should be, persistence should be more about, I want to be in the market. I may forego an office, but I'll take care of the people. When difficulties happen, that's how it went about. Getting, like you said, most of us said, teamwork is very important, because a lot of different executions are required, so co-founders are required. So getting a right partner is the key. Now, how to get them is the most important part, or a most difficult part. And delegation of responsibilities, people should take responsibility, creating a culture of teamwork. This is how you said that. And nurture the customer also. For customer satisfaction, it is very important that you nurture the customer, give them what they require, and also keep that glue so that they come back to you all the time. And you also take care of their requirements, which Sandeep Reddy also mentioned about. Keep on adding features so that they will come and stay with you. Wonderful, gentlemen. I think we had a very, very good. It was worth it discussing co-founders, because everybody has a different experience as far as co-founders are concerned. Okay, thank you very much. So bye-bye. I will compile all of these things and share it with you in a debriefing session.
Sure.
Okay, so that's the purpose. So thank you very much for taking part.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Nice initiative.
Thanks, Sandeep.
All the best.
Thanks, Gauri.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Sandeep.
guys. Bye.
Yeah, thank you, Harshit. Stay safe.